Hello and welcome to CS230. This is lesson 5 of lecture 2, and I'm going to continue on in this particular lesson talking about the DOM and its relationship to HTML and how we can use browser developer tools in order to be able to give us some deeper understanding of what's happening in terms of how the DOM is created, what it does, the relationship it has with the HTML document that's been loaded, and so forth. I'm going to be using Chrome, as I mentioned in my last lesson, but you can use other browsers to do. I'm a Mac user and I use Safari, and it provides similar functionality. But you know, if I use Chrome, we can use it everywhere. Um, Also, if you're trying to do some practice yourself, it's probably a good idea to generate a small document with a single table or some div element or something, and then load those, start up the developer tools, and examine those ones. If you take some complex web pages from the web, they really have underlying complex structures, and it might, they load in external libraries, all this kind of stuff, and it might be difficult to really see what's happening. So start with some simple things and work from there. Um, and remember, please, that this very difficult to talk about the DOM without referring to some kind of JavaScript or styles or CSS. We haven't covered that in lectures yet. We'll get there, but maybe when you have those classes, you can come back and look at these videos again, and it'll give you a better sense of what's happening. So let's jump straight back into Chrome, where we were the last time, and I'm going to click, and if you remember, the last time I was here, we started, I changed an element on the fly in this particular document. So I'm going to reload this page, which is the developer page. It's a really good tutorial and introduction, and the link will be there somewhere in the accompanying notes. I just get up to the top of the document and say, right, let's right click on Michelangelo, and we can see that we can inspect this element. So once we've inspected the element, we find it in the actual page. Here it is in the page. And as I mentioned before, let's look along the side over here. All of this side along over here, we have basically the styles that are in the document. And it tells you what the style for the various enclosing elements are, because we notice here that this is a list. We have a list element. Michelangelo is part of this list, and we're able to say that, this element's style inherits from the list, and that inherits from the unordered list. We scroll down, it inherits that from the body, and it tells us all the various style information we might need to know. And if you load up your own simple document, you'll find that these are here as well, even though you didn't generate them. And of course, you hope the ones will be there. But what's important is that we can edit the text here, we can edit the HTML, we can delete elements, we can delete Michelangelo from the list. Let's do it. So now it's gone. Okay. We could probably insert an element if we wanted. Let's change Raphael now. So we'll go down and have a look at the next element down here. I'm working in this area here. We're looking at the list elements. Ah, there's Raphael. Look. Let's change Raphael to John. And I've completely changed this document now. So what's happening is that the developer tools allow us to be able to navigate the DOM, which is this section here, the middle section here. This is the DOM representation. Now it looks like HTML, but actually this is our link, our way into the DOM. So it's that connection, and that provides, what's happening here is that the developer interface is providing us with an opportunity to be able to get into the various elements and manipulate them. As you see, as I scroll over the various items here, they're highlighted so I can see on the left. So I know what part of this representation in this column refers to in this column. So it's really nice to be able to do that. Okay, we can do the same thing with this document here. Let's look at this. We have a table here. Let's change the header of that table. We've got to find it. So we know that it has a body, div. Where is it? Aha, there's a table container here, way down. So let's have a look for this table container. And there's a table itself. There's the body of the table. Remember, we heard last time that the DOM always creates a T-body section, even if you don't have one. table row 1, table row 2, table row 3. We see that they're here somewhere. So we'll look for these and see if we can change them. So we can go to the developer tools. Developer tools. So here we are. Well, this looks like it's a nice simple document. Okay, but we need to find the body. So we have a sense of what's happening here. The body here has this navigation element. Then it has some other elements in here. So there's a navigation index, which is the one along the side. It has a sample, which is where we're looking at imagine. So that's the sample here. Let's navigate through this. There's table container. So let's navigate through the table container. Here's the table. Here's the body of the table, T-body. We saw that there. And look, I'm finding it. It's telling me a little bit about it on the left. Here's the row, the first header. So let's change the header here to be just header. And we can see that it should change it here. And sure enough, it changed the header. So we can change it, it's nice. And we can actually, let's just delete this header. We right click the element, delete the element, and now we've deleted it here. So again, we can do all sorts of fancy manipulations with this, which is really, really nice. Okay, so let's quickly try something else then. Okay, so I would say let's have a look at a simple document from the DOM in W3 Schools. Okay, so here's a very simple document, and it has a single element called paragraph, which is an ID demo. And then there's a script which tells us to change the demo, the word demo, sorry, the internal structure of this, nothing currently. We'll run this script and it changes it to be hello world. Okay, so this is a piece of JavaScript embedded in the document. It runs after the paragraph has been created, knows that this paragraph is called demo, finds it or locates it using the getElementById interface that's provided by the DOM, looks for one called demo, changes the inner HTML to be hello world. It's nice. That's how it works. It all happens so quickly we don't really get a sense to see what's happening here. So let's have a little practical example. We create a new file here. We save it here. We'll call this demo 7. No, let's call it demo 07. Let's save it. And now let's load this into Chrome. And now we can look, and the same thing happened here, of course, but now let's look at the developer tools. We have this. What's interesting here is that we have this piece of code here, document.getElement, but sorry. Document.getElementById demo.innerHTML. So what I want to know is go to the console now and type in document.getElementById demo innerHTML to hello, hit return, and I have changed this to hello. So what's happening is that the console provides me with this interface to the DOM that I can create and manipulate and add elements at this level. So I can go up here, edit again. Here. So I can dynamically and interactively change and manipulate the contents of the page via the DOM interface using the getElementById method to select the element I want to change. We might have to work and do a little more work and understand it a little bit more about how to navigate the DOM tree to get the element we're interested in manipulating, or the node where we want to create a new element and so forth. And that takes a little bit of work, but we'll come to that when we look at JavaScript. So we leave it there. That's everything I want to tell you for now about the DOM and HTML. Thank you very much.